Do I have to do this? There she is. Hi, Kate.
Oh, how are you? Let me get rid of my background.
Good. What are you sitting in front of? And goodness.
It's my work background. Let me get rid of my background. Let's get rid of my background.
Oh, it's pretty fancy.
I know. I hides a lot of this stuff when I'm home and work from work.
Susie, we lost you.
I know. I'm just trying to see why. There it
Okay,
is.
there you are. All right. I think we got everybody who's here. We still got another minute. That's pretty good. Susan, you might want to have it kind of coming down on you more instead of up from the bottom. Susan, not Susie.
Coming up to me? No.
And
That one?
Susie, you're not right in the middle of things.
Yeah.
There you are.
I was looking to say something.
Is that your new one, Kate? Your
Dozer.
Dozer, your new pup. Yeah.
Yeah. He's 10 months old.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's become a dog.
And then there's Lucy in the background. She's a gargoyle. She looks out the window all the time.
Oh my. She looks kind of like that deer on your wall.
Get you on there, buddy.
Don't stuff her, for heaven's sakes.
Look at the nose.
Okay, here comes Suzanne with Lucia.
Where are you, man?
Where's the new one?
I'm trying to get a picture of her and it won't come in.
We don't have her there. And Susie, we lost you.
You said,
I don't know why. I think it has to do with the Wi-Fi.
Uh,
this way. No.
hello, Suzanne.
There we go.
There we are.
There you
Getting there. We're getting there.
We are getting there.
I see a head.
Come on, buddy. What's wrong with it?
Suzanne,
She is.
There's
Hey,
Peppy.
Peppy.
she's got a pink nose.
Little bit. I don't know why it. There's. She's not. It's weird. It's not. Well, maybe because she's not sitting up. Let me try and get her. I don't want to spend it.
Pat with Leica.
Leica. My knee. I haven't seen Leica in a while.
Oh, that's right. You guys are neighbors almost.
Almost.
Kind of.
Come on, bud. Get up. You get up here. You gotta get in the picture.
Hello, Pat.
Hi.
There she is. She made it.
Face. Her smiley face.
Oh, look at that, Susan. Look at the
I know. She's tired too, though. We just had a long walk in the rain.
In
Oh,
the rain. What's that?
I know.
Send us
We
some.
had it- I think they said we hadn't had any precipitation like in 200 days or something. It was ridiculous.
Oh, here comes Judy. Good. We were afraid she couldn't come. We know Lori can't come. And then I think we're all here. Oh, no. Let's see. Hello, Judy.
Good morning.
We're only missing Jen with Layla, but I'm not sure. She works a lot, so I don't know if she was going to come or not.
Oh, look at the puppies. Oh my goodness. Oh,
Darcy, what's their initial gonna be?
They're the A litter.
A.
And the names have been in for over a week, but I haven't gotten back what they are. So I don't know. I'm going to send a little nudge today. What's going on there?
fun.
We sent in about 40 names almost, I think.
I saw that.
I mean, it's mainly males, 5 males and 2 females. So,
Oh,
and Susie and Susan are both on the priority list. And some of my the kids who won the number of puppy game, they're on the list too. So I didn't have any priority names for myself, but I get all the secondary ones. Those are the ones that come through. So we'll say, oh, there's a puppy.
Oh,
Puppy.
so
I was making noise.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
my goodness.
I've been having to collect poop samples for our study, and I have one left to do, and the deadline's kind of today, so we'll see. All right, let's start this meeting and see how we all do. Let's do a little update, and we're starting with Kate.
okay.
And you can talk about your other guy too if you want.
Okay, Dozer's 10 months old and he's doing great. We classes are back to normal pretty much. So we
Oh,
go like,
good.
you know, every other week we're in face-to-face trainings and we're doing some outings. So that's good.
Good.
I'm doing well. And loves his sister Lucy. Lucy just got CGC certified last week.
Oh,
And
as
we'll
a
be
therapy
doing
dog, right?
a canine good citizen, and then we're doing the therapy dog test, I think, in June. But she's killing it in the pet therapy class. She's so great.
Oh,
She's
That's
doing a
great.
good job. So I'll
what do
keep
you
you
have,
updated.
what do you have to do in that class?
People have to offer her food and she has to resist and just walk around with not being distracted, loose leash walking. If they go into hospitals or nursing homes, the elderly tend to pet them on the heads pretty hard, so she can't react to anything.
Oh.
So everything has to be without food and on a flat collar.
Boy.
Oh,
She's doing a great job, so
so
we
no gentle leader.
no gentle leader.
Ooh. So what is your hopes for her of where to go if you could go anywhere?
Hospitals and maybe libraries, doing some reading with some kids, schools.
Mhm.
My husband works in a nursing home, so I'm sure he'll be taking her there. So
Oh, that's cool.
got to keep the girl busy.
Yeah, the Sphinx.
So I'll keep you updated if and when she passes and what she'll be doing. Send
And
you.
when does the therapy class start?
We're in class already. We
Oh, you
have
are.
tomorrow's our last class, and then we have like an hour and a half seminar where they run through the test, and then I just schedule the test.
So she could, I mean, she's finished the good citizen, right?
Yeah, she passed that.
She passed that, and that's a requirement for therapy.
It's not, but it's pretty close to the test, so I wanted to do both.
Okay.
Just
So,
for
wow.
my handling skills, you know, I just want to.
I
Yeah.
think it is a requirement in some areas.
Oh,
it
yeah.
is. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you thought about that, Pat, at all or not?
Not really. Lake is living her good life as a pet, and I can't picture her not taking some food. If
I would have trouble on my dogs too.
That's the hottest one, Pat, is like someone's throwing a cheese stick in her face. I'm like, oh my God, that's her favorite. But
I know.
hard.
You know, she can actually be a little reluctant to eat in the morning, but she loves to get little snacks from your hands, you know, because I often will treat her even when we're walking and stuff. So I don't, that idea of having Lake be like a dog that would read with kids is very attractive to me as a librarian, and
I forgot.
Leica loves children, so that is attractive to me. But she is going to. I've been sending her to daycare because, you know, this is a retirement house. We're very quiet here, and I really felt like she needed, you know, more exercise. Even though I walk her quite a bit, and she just loves the daycare. So we do that one day a week. But you know, as time goes on, you know, I might pick up something else.
Right. How long is she there on that day?
It is a long day. I drop her off around 7:30 and pick her up like between 4 and 4:30. But they have an enforced nap time, which I think is funny. They from like 12 to 2, they all have to go for a nap.
That's probably the trainers who are going out to.
I'm
something.
sure, but it's a very nice facility, and they seem, you know, she seems to love it. She can't wait to go in and everything. So, and she's
Aw.
very, very tired when she comes home, very sleepy, and, you know, not looking for much attention when she comes home.
A tired dog is a good dog.
Amen.
How many dogs are in her class? Or her?
I
Yeah.
really don't know on that. I went in, there was a kind of a big intake lesson to, you know, to go through where they evaluated her and everything. So the first day I got back who she played with, but I haven't had any updates since. But they have multiple cameras and everything that you can look up and see where they are. But
Oh,
I don't know. I do trust them to keep any situations under control. the other day I went to pick her up and there was a couple of dogs having a barking fight. They
Oh,
were just barking at each other and then the lady stepped in and broke it up.
oh boy. So all sizes and shapes are there.
Yes, yeah. And anybody that knows dogs knows sometimes it's not, it's not the size of the dog, it's who the dog gets along with and who's compatible more than sometimes in their play style.
Mm-hmm.
Baker has that, the CCI dogs play hard, I think.
Yeah.
They don't have long extensions of energy, but when they do, they play hard.
Body slamming and all those kind of
Yes,
fun
yes.
things. Anything else you want to tell us about Leica?
No, that's pretty much it. We just, we're enjoying the spring here in New England is wonderful. The colors are beautiful. And I have Project Laker out in the backyard to, when I have, Ada's gonna have to come see what Lucy and Laker have wrought in my backyard, because I tried to clean up all the sticks and stuff that was out there. And I still don't think I've got them all yet.
She'll proof it for you.
Yeah, she'll find them for me.
Exactly.
I'm
Yep.
sure.
I'll be down in a couple of weeks, Pat.
Oh, good. I love it that you guys get to see each other.
Yeah.
That's just way cool. Well, Layla is not here. Jennifer isn't. So, and I don't think she's coming. I'm not trying to steal her thunder, but she did get, Layla, was released, but then she got Jazzy as a new breeder. And she's going to be she's looking for a co-breeder, someone to whelp and have the puppies for 2 months, because Jazzy has been bred. So this is going to happen mid-July. And I don't know what Canine Companions is going to do, but she works like 12-hour days or something. So she really can't do it. And I don't think she was looking our way. She better not have been, because I really can't do it, even if I really, really wanted to do it, because we're going on vacation end of July and you don't want to disrupt puppies that way. But anyway, I was almost afraid to send her that last letter with all the horror story of what we were. I thought, she's never going to want to do it. You ruined her. But she's still hanging in there. So if she comes, she'll give us an update. But I think Layla and Jazzy are doing very well together.
Mhm.
All right, Suzanne, where are you? Where did Suzanne go? There she is. Tell us about Lucia.
Well, we a month or so ago went through a little 5-week therapy dog class with a trainer that's connected to the Love on the Leash chapters here in San Diego. And it was really sweet. The first class, there was about 7 of us, and most of them were had golden in them, or lab. And Lucia, the light bulb just went on, like, I remember these I remember to do these things. And she got so excited to be part of that little 5-week group. So we're gonna start that process. She passed at least her little class. And so we'll start that process and also work on the canine good citizen.
So is this a group other than Canine Companions Therapy, or is it?
Yeah, it's a private trainer that just is also in the program, and it was kind of convenient for us
Right.
to participate. But she just, it was really sweet, just immediate light bulb. So.
So what do you envision for her?
Well, one thing, like just recently, last few days ago, I'm after watching the graduation with Susan, and there was a little girl that looks like she had some special needs with her parents, and was trying to get out of the car, maybe to go see grandparents or something. And she was just really, really struggling. And Lucia and my daughter and I were walking by and kind of heard, and Lucia kept looking over her shoulder, like, I think I need to go do something to help her. So we didn't want to intercede because, but she really seemed to take an interest and the child being in a bit of distress, you know, so. We'll see, that might be her. She seems to respond to people that need to calm down a little bit, so.
So what is the therapy, and maybe Kate can say to this too, what is your commitment? How many hours per week or month or?
Pets and People Foundation is 10 visits a month. Just
Oh.
to anywhere. Just that's it. 10 a month.
1
I
hour
guess
visit?
the Love on the Leash, what described was just as you can do it through the year type thing after you get
Yeah.
signed off and everything, so.
Yeah, and once they pass the pet therapy test, they evaluate them too. Is just, I forgot to tell you this, what they think a good fit for them would be. We might have one idea, but the dogs certainly decide with the best.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, neat.
I wish Canine Companions had
Yes,
pet therapy out this way, but it's gonna be a while.
I kind of thought about that
About
for Clue and or Windy. We'll see. We'll see how bored we get if we don't have a daughter come through. I'm glad you're doing that with Alicia and Lucy. That's really neat. Judy,
Yes.
what's the latest on Lennox?
Well, we haven't heard, probably, I'm hoping Susan may have even gotten a glimpse of her when she was at team training, but,
Yeah,
oh, you did?
yeah. The hearing dogs were like I'll tell you, they're like royalty on campus. They
Oh.
are so skilled. It's insane to watch them.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Yeah.
I wish we could be little flies on the wall, but that's what's happened to Lennox. She made it all the way through professional training, but did not make a match at team training. So I think I believe there were like 6 dogs that did not make a match at that time. So what they did is my understanding is they tested those dogs, and because there's such a long backlog of people waiting to get hearing dogs from the Santa Rosa campus, they had some trainers, including a couple from Southwest, that were able to train some dogs. So she has in the hearing program. So she, along with others, has been doing that for a couple of months now. And she is going to enter our team training on June 1st.
Yeah.
And within 2 or 3 days, they'll find out if she makes a match. And if she does, then graduation will be on June 10th.
Oh,
So we don't know too much more than that. It was a little confusing. I think when Becky first made the call to us, my understanding was that if she didn't make a match, they possibly could take her to another campus, another area, because there is such a backlog, but I'm not positive on that, so probably shouldn't.
how many dogs are in this pilot? And there are only like 3 or 4. Susan, you might know.
No, they started with more, and
Oh,
I think I saw like 9 the day that I first saw them in the play yard.
oh, really?
Yeah, and so Shelley Dickinson is the program director. She was the hearing dog person in Southeast. So she has trained people to be trainers for hearing dogs. So that's why, because there's the backlog, they're starting to expand that. But there was a couple other dogs that I have known as puppies here in Colorado that were in the hearing program too, that were there. So I saw them, and I saw like what they do with them. They like had, again, there's this one dog, Cadet, that I know, who they showed off because I knew her, and they make her so tired, like playing and stuff, and then they take her into the dorm rooms and let them get into that really deep state of sleep where their eyelids roll back, and then they set alarms to see if they can get them to pop out of the deepest of sleeps. And it's so cute to watch them because they're like, what? Oh yeah, I got a job. They're just amazing. I really enjoyed seeing them, and they really are like royalty because they're really skilled.
So
I have a funny quick story.
yeah.
The Brindley, right, the one I had right before Lucy went for hearing. She's a hearing dog, and her person said they trained her phone alarm to nudge her to wake up, but they were both awake when the phone alarm went off. But now that they were home and both sleeping and the phone alarm went off, they both slept through it.
Oops.
So
Well, the fact that Lennox is already kind of a given for team training, that's huge.
Yes, that was because it was interesting. I think Lori and I both feel she's, she turned in August, so she's been there a long time. And a couple behaviors that she never had before were popping up towards the end. And so we were a little concerned that maybe she was getting kennel stress or something like that. And I think it's interesting. I don't know if they're doing this on every campus, but they're doing some kind of a program. It's starting soon. I got notified from one of the trainers that they're actually going to foster out some of the dogs in professional training that just need a home environment for a little bit.
yeah, my first one did that. Yeah, they took
And
about
they,
a month.
while the hearing, the Southwest campus is pretty small, so we had a fairly large graduation class, and so the campus was full, and they took the hearing dogs off for half the week. They were in trainers' homes and they were working off campus.
Oh,
So they are getting more of that because there is a little bit of kennel stress. But I will say, as a puppy raiser, I worried about that more than anything. I felt like, oh my God, the dogs are like, where are you? Like sending me letters and stuff. They are so happy. And that feeling of when you turn them in and they're just barking and it's the energy feels stressful. It's not like that when you're on campus. So I was there for 2 solid weeks, and except for there's not enough kennel staff. So the trainers do everything. The kennel staff come at 6:30 in the morning, and they're, opening up the entire campus and bringing the trays of food out. There's barking then, and then it's quiet, and then the trainers come on and they start taking the dogs out to exercise about 7:15 to 7:30 in the play yards in their different areas. There's the body slamming and the playing, and then they're individually in their classes. It's quiet most of the day. It's a little like excitable around dinner time. It's quiet all night long, except that we were allowed to go to the play yards after the campus closed at 6. And we sometimes, because our collars are jingling and we're playing rough, occasionally a dog would bark like, I want to come play. I was so at peace hearing the dogs were so quiet and they were so happy. Like that just made me want to puppy raise again because they seemed so happy instead of the stress I thought they were under.
Oh,
I mean,
that's great.
It's a stressful place to just be in a kennel, and they're working, and it is that. But I do like that they're so attentive to them.
That's great to hear, Susan. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yes,
Bring that
it
up.
gave
Yeah.
me a lot of peace.
Susan, what do they do at your campus at night? The staff leaves. And
Well, there's a kennel. A person stays. They're the campus. The caretaker. They're there. But there's nothing happens. Like it's quiet. They're just sleeping, and they have their indoor and outdoor kennel. It was beautiful weather, so they were doing whatever. They didn't seem to have, everyone always talks about Southwest has like Camp Pendleton's nearby, and there's bombing and there's artillery. There is. The dogs didn't bark at night. Like there was one veteran with PTSD and me, we both were like, don't like this in the middle of the night.
Yeah.
They even did it on Mother's Day weekend. I was like, why aren't they giving these little soldiers time off?
All right, Susan, tell all.
Well, number one, I would say I felt so much peace. The dogs are very happy and they're very well tended to. So that made me feel much better as a donor, as a puppy raiser. I feel like I, got to make a wish. It was an amazing 2-week experience. I made fun of my friends that are facility dog handlers who said it was the best 2 weeks of their life. It was. There's no TVs. I mean, there's like a TV that you can hook up in the dorm room to watch Netflix or something, but there's just no TV. So I didn't know anything that was going on in the world. I just was playing with dogs, and I was studying and taking quizzes at night and hanging out with some of the other people in my team, team training. I had 4 trainers to my half of the class, which was the skilled companions and the other facility dog handler, and like so much attention. And the first morning was just studying, and the second half they put dogs in the classroom, but they were in kennels or on tethers. And I saw this little pile of 4 girls over in the corner, and I was like, that's the pile I want to be in. And then they did speed dating the last bit of class. So you got to interact with a bunch of dogs. And the one that went to the graduate speakers family, that dog, Waverly, came and turned its back to me like, you can pet me, but I'm not interested in you. And was like laser focused on that family from the beginning. Wow. It was really interesting. And there was only, so Peppy was part of my first dating, and she just came and put her head over my shoulder, and it was like, oh God, I love you. And I think they took a picture of that. And then I was like talking to people, and they're saying, the dog you think you want might not be the dog that they know you need. You have to trust them, all that. And so I was trying to like not be attached to her. And it just kept going on like that. And then you'd get whittled down in the dating, and you'd start working with different dogs, doing the commands. And then the pre-match night, I thought I was gonna vomit. I couldn't stand the tension. So I had to go down to the ocean and just like watch the waves for a bit. And then it was just like, are you kidding me? I got her. I can't believe it. And everybody else got the dogs that the trainers had all thought coming into it they would get. And then one of the people, like after the weekend, they were not happy with their match. So they traded it out.
What?
And yeah. And then because they had insisted they wanted a boy dog, but then they didn't connect. And then the trainers put the dog that they had said, this was the one we had picked for you, but you had insisted you wanted a boy. And it was perfect. So it's just fascinating how they do it. They're dog whisperers and they're human whisperers. And I don't understand how they're so good at what they do. They dealt with, emotional, there's a lot of tension, you're learning a lot. You're in an unfamiliar environment. There's, the family dynamics of a special needs kid, all the wheelchair people have different maintenance needs. It's a lot. And these, from top down, the staff couldn't have been kinder human beings. I just loved watching how they were. Like, it just made me, I'm leaving my estate to them, and I'm like, I just feel like I should die and give it all now. Like, there's
please don't. Oh, that is way cool. So this is like Wednesday of the week that you knew
pre-match.
Better.
Yeah, Wednesday was pre-match. And then you worked with the dog exclusively after that. And then started doing once a day an outing to some public place with some like getting you ready for your testing for the certification. The one thing I noticed they kept saying to me was, what are you doing? Why are you cueing? And I tended to like leash cue and kibble cue because I was raising puppies all this time. They don't do that. They're like, put your kibble away, put your hands down, say the word, the dog knows the job. And it wouldn't work because my timing was really off. I would be saying like, Peppy, sit, don't. And they're like, you just said don't, and corrected her. And she just started making eye contact. So it was really humbling that my cadence needed to be changed. And I had to trust that she knew the commands, and I'm still not where they are. And Amy Kinsella wasn't my trainer for the string, but she really worked with me because she seemed to have a way of being with the dogs that matched me. So there was a lot more like, Peppy, whatever, and then yeah, that's right, kind of a steady thing until they got it, and then you marked it with yes. So I've been working really hard on that. I don't have it down yet, but she's got the commands because what we had at the very last day after all of our testing's done, they set up this really fun obstacle course for us. Things that you didn't practice on, like a tunnel underneath a jump table and knocking down bowling pins and all these things. So you use like push commands, nudge, all this stuff. And Peppy and I set the course record. And then I said to Amy, the other Amy, will you take Peppy through and see if you can beat mine?
The trainer.
Because she's just like that with her. They're so in sync and they could do everything. So it's really humbling to see how good they are. And it's all encouragement. There are no pinch collars anymore. There's no gentle leaders. There's the little martingale slip collar. And mostly it's just get their attention. And they said, every time you're going to do a correction, it needs to be a don't and just a slight little tug to get their attention. You can put a penny in the bank. If you say don't, or you do the least correction, not at the same time, take 5 pennies out. It really extinguishes the value. And so I can tell you I had a lot of IOUs because I didn't do that very well. I was really off on that. So I'm working really hard to do that. And they just made it so clear. It's about the dog respecting you, and they respect you because you're consistent with them. They know exactly what they're going to get from you, and it doesn't change with your emotions, with the environment. You're always steady Eddie. And honestly, I want to raise another pup because it's amazing how this little shift in their training is making the dogs so steady, and they're not afraid of anything. They're not afraid of getting popped or tugged on or anything. It's really amazing.
Tell everyone all this checking over you that's going to be happening in the next few weeks, how they follow up. I thought that was cool.
The number one health condition is overweight dogs.
Mhm.
And they said that it takes them they'll take back the graduate, and they said it can take 3 months to get them trimmed back down. So they made us, weigh the dogs before we left, and we have to check their weight every week for the first month. At 2 weeks, I have a video conference check-in where they'll look to see how they're looking, how I'm doing, just check in. And then at 1 month, I send in their weight with their vet report. And then at 3 months, I'll get my 1-year certification. And then it'll be yearly or every 3 years, depending upon how we're doing. But they're very on it. They emphasize, like, they gave us a 40-foot lead line to use for off, like in a grassy park. No dog parks ever, as it's all the same rules that we have for our puppies in training. But boy, you just feel like you have the most precious cargo. And that's why it was hard for me to correct, because like they'd say, why didn't you correct that? And I'd be like, because really, she didn't do anything that bad. I mean, come on, she's a $50,000 dog. Let's go easy on her. And they're like, stop that. Do you want her to respect you? You have to be consistent. So they're meticulous on the health. They're meticulous on the follow-up. And it made me feel really good. I actually transported a dog on my way there from Colorado who's with a graduate who started to pull towards dogs, and it pulled his wheelchair over. So they brought the dog back and they started to work with it to see if they could fix him. He's been with the guy for 2 years, and they retired the dog because they can't use the prong collars anymore because of the new rules from certifying agencies. So I just feel like we all are learning how to handle the dogs better, and it makes the dogs so much happier to have that.
Oh, that's neat. We have like 3 minutes left.
No way.
I know. Tell us how Peppy.
This new protocol, though, is just making it less stressful as a puppy raiser too, Susan.
I agree.
It just gives you such relief that I don't have to wean the treats and
Yeah.
before turning. If they need them, they get them.
Yeah,
Awesome.
she doesn't want me ever to kibble her. She said, unless you're doing a new command outside of work as a training session, stop with this kibbling. So she's not.
What has Peppy done this week at the ER?
So they don't want any more than a couple of hours a day for the first month. They really want the transition to be easy. So she's been getting taken home by my dog walker, and then she gets to play in the backyard and then crated until my shift is over. She greets paramedics and police, and they're all happy to see her. One of the police officers, who's like, looks like an ex-Marine, and he's all tatted up and he's a huge guy. And he's like, "Who's this? How long do we have her?" And I said, "Forever." And he goes, "Hell yeah." He was like so happy. And it just made me happy to know that they're really invested in having a dog there. The first day of her full, work day, they had a food truck come in with burgers, and paramedics were in the EMS parking area, and they're all leaning over with a hamburger in their hand. And I'm like, oh, this is so much distraction for her. So I had to take her away after about 20 minutes because it was just too much stimulation.
So she will be working mainly with staff, but then a spillover to patients too.
Yeah, she's seen a couple of patients each day that see her walking around with me. They'll sometimes ask. Somebody with a broken arm wanted her up there, and I was like, all right, but let's put her on the other side because I don't need her jumping up. And she's like, it's okay, it doesn't hurt that much. I was like, okay. But yeah, she's really sweet personality, and honestly, she's not different than what you guys are describing with the therapy dog steadiness. It's just that she can work a 10-hour shift. But I'll tell you, from breeder caretakers to the puppy raisers and the trainers, I have so much heart for every step of this organization. We're an amazing group of people that are changing people's lives. And it was honestly one of the most touching things to see families changed by these dogs. I feel guilty kind of having her. I'm not in physical need, but golly, these families changed their lives immediately. You could just see the kids light up.
That is just cool. It's going to cut out in less than a minute here. Any last minute whatevers? We'll do this again.
I just want to know how Susan does her job and manages the dog at the same time.
I'll tell you what, it's harder than I thought it would be. She can sit on a stay and stay there for forever. That's an easy command. And now she's starting to laser focus on me if I walk into one of the trauma rooms. So I can see her, but it's distracting, to be honest. I'm always looking over my shoulder or you okay? But most of the time when I'm not right at her side, everybody else is just hello, puppy, and they're petting her, and that's what she does. But